Welcome to the newest installment of the Untitled Film Nerd Project. My name is Philip, and joining me as always is TJ.
Hello.
We are on Chapter 4 of Stranger Things Season 2, aka Will the Wise. This one picks up kind of where Episode 3, Chapter 3, left off with Will in the field. But it's from like the reality perspective now, where he's just standing there completely paralyzed, and his friends are trying to wake him up. His mom shows up, Winona Ryder shows up, and they try to wake him up, and he's being violated by this shadow creature thing. So in this one, because a shadow creature kind of like envelops him or invades him completely, and then he snaps too, but then weird stuff starts happening to him.
Yes. So he is now currently not able to, well, his temperature has dropped a lot.
It was like 95, like 94, 95 degrees.
Yes.
That's low.
And his mom tried running a bath of hot water for him, and he refused to get in, saying that it doesn't like the heat.
Yeah, it doesn't like heat, which is very reminiscent of Dart, the creature that came back from the Upside Down place.
Yes.
That Dustin has been taking care of and feeding Three Musketeers.
Mm-hmm.
So
apparently after midnight.
Yeah, we'll get to that. The sheriff finally shows. Sheriff, geez, I keep saying that. The chief of police finally shows up, and I wish I knew his name.
Hopper.
Harper?
Hopper.
Hopper, like a bunny?
Yes.
Okay, so Hopper shows up. Thank you. And they're trying to get Will to explain what's going on with him, and he's having a hard time because he says it's like a feeling, it's like he has memories that aren't his, but they're in the back of his head, and he can't really put them into words. So they have him draw what's going on in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And they eventually figure out that he's drawing like what essentially is a big puzzle, and they put it together, and it's Hopper said it was vines, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which prompts Hopper to go to one of the pumpkin patches where the rot is happening and start digging. And lo and behold, I mean, this is how it ended, but he finds his way into like a tunnel that is very reminiscent of the Upside Down place.
Yes. Which, considering the fact that the camera then rotates upside down.
Yeah.
It's definitely the Upside Down place. And
the like Silent Hill ashes, that's what I call them, floating. So that was the big arc in this one. We also had Elle coming back to the cabin from her little excursion, and she just throws a massive temper tantrum.
Well, I'd say both of them threw a massive temper tantrum.
I think Hopper's is way more valid.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, all he's trying to do is protect her. And she does need to learn that, right and wrong. There are consequences for doing things that could harm you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think no egos is a perfectly fair punishment
mm-hmm.
for breaking all three of the rules. But then she starts cleaning up, because he says if she cleans up, because she just destroyed the cabin with her mind powers. And if she cleans up, he'll think about turning the TV, or putting the TV back together. Or hooking it back up, rather. And then she finds a latch in the floor that lifts open a hatch. And underneath, she finds some files, amongst many boxes, from the Hawkins place.
Which this was his father's cabin.
Yeah.
So either this is files that Hopper himself had acquired,
mm-hmm.
or his father has some sort of connections to Hawkins.
Yeah, exactly. I wrote that in my notes as well. I thought this was really intriguing as to what the connection is between Hopper's dad and the Hawkins Institute, because Elle discovers who she really is,
Mm-hmm.
and finds the files of her real mom. And then she uses her under the skin powers
Yes.
to go visit her mom. And it was, very emotional for her because she's seen her mom, and her mom saw her, and her name is Jane, Elle's real name. And she tries to touch her mom, and her mom like just disintegrates into like dust.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's in the cabin crying by herself. Big cool thing in this one was the story arc with Nancy and John.
Yes.
You want to go ahead and explain that one?
Well, like we had previously discussed in the previous episode, we were wondering if they were setting up a trap for Hawkins.
Yes, because they go to the park, and they realize that there are at least 3, if not 4 people kind of tailing them.
And then their car mysteriously won't start.
Yes, because they decide to leave. They're like, we need to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And then all 4 people surround their car, and the Butterball dude's like, hey, do you want to ride?
Which was just creepy.
Yeah, that creepy dude's like, hey, you want to ride? I'm like, no. Thank you, sir. I'm good.
It's like, you need to get a less pedo spokesperson.
Yeah, he's a total creeper, man. Ugh.
So they end up at Hawkins
Yes.
Institute, and they're waiting there for a while, and
And
she starts to get pissed, and then
Dr. Reiser
enters.
walks in.
Yeah, enters Paul Reisner,
Dr. Reiser.
and he's being his typical jovial self. And he very passive aggressively A, shows them the truth, and B, threatens their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. So they go to the little breach area where the guy is lighting the things on fire to keep it at bay. Little do they know. And then once Dr. Reiser thinks he's come to an understanding with them, he lets them go. But the twist is...
They had been recording him the entire time.
Yes. And their arc leaves with them leaving Hawkins.
Yes.
So
now, where are they going?
I'm like, are they going to like a news place outside of the realm of where Hawkins would have control?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is very interesting. As far as the kids, the little Goonies group,
Yes.
they're still looking for Dart. Mike not inadvertently, Mike excludes Max from the secret talk about Will, which pisses her off. And then, so she kind of segregates. She's like, I'm done with you guys. You guys are like dicks. She didn't say that, but...
Yeah. In between the lines.
So Lucas tries to get Max to, like, hey, I'm sorry, we can't tell you everything that's going on. She throws Elle back in their face, but she doesn't know what she's talking about, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so she stomps off. Her not brother is there, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
And...
still being menacing.
Yeah, he was really aggressive about this. He's like, don't talk to, people like him will get you into trouble. You don't associate people like him. I'm like, are we vaguely racist here? Like, he was really pissed about her talking to him.
But knowing the show, I'm willing to bet it's not something racist. It's probably alluding to something else that we haven't been clued in on yet.
Yeah, true. Because he says, we're family now, and so I have to look out for you.
Mm-hmm.
So they were getting more clues. He's just such a dick to everybody. That's not... Like, even people like trying to look cool in front of him, like in the shower scene.
Yeah.
If you watched his face when that other dude was like making fun of Steve, he didn't really laugh along. He just kind of looked at the guy like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very much like alpha male out for himself. So he's a dick, but at least he's not like ganging up on people with other people. He's kind of just his own little entity that just mills about being a dick to Steve.
Well, and even the moment during the basketball game,
yeah,
when he knocks Steve down, he actually gave him a little bit of advice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So both Max and her brother remain an enigma.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
A very aggressive mullet.
Yes.
Enigma.
The aggressive mullet and and his ginger not sister.
Mm-hmm.
And then a crazy thing happens, which we alluded to earlier. Dustin comes home to check on Dart, and Dart has went full fucking Resident Evil.
Yes.
He is scary now. He has killed the cat. He's eating the cat. I'm assuming it's a he. I don't know. It could be a she. It is eating the cat. So we saw that coming.
Yeah. But I mean, all in all, like, so much happened in this episode.
Yeah. I mean, it progressed nicely. Like it felt like everyone got equal time, even if they didn't. Like it did feel like it though, because
yeah,
I mean, because Nancy and John were there. It felt like almost as much as Elle was. I mean, everyone, and the sheriff. I mean, everyone got. I think this show does a really good job of balancing out the story.
And also moving the story along.
Exactly, and giving everyone
looking
equal time.
at you, American Horror Story.
Looking at you last season of Game of Thrones. So yeah, are you ready to go to episode 5?
I am.
All right, so we're gonna go to episode 5. We will talk to you after we're done when we do that little review. So in the meantime, my name is Philip,
And I'm TJ.
and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.